this will be Brian's last game with you. Has there been kind of any emotion with that?
Yeah, I think in the back of my head, back of my mind, it kind of sits there. And, I know it's Brian's last game, but he does a great job of telling all of us. It doesn't matter what's going on with me. Play for each other, play for the team, play for your brothers. That's the biggest thing. He doesn't let us, whatever the emotions he's feeling, he doesn't let us see it. He's just focused on what this team needs and what the team needs him to do. So he tells us the same thing. What are we supposed to do? What do we need to do for the team?
You were super emotional after the championship game. How did you process everything in this next month? And what did you learn about yourself? Maybe looking back at how you've done things since you've taken over as starting quarterback.
Yeah, I think after that game, after you put all that time in, you want to get that one. Each time you go out and compete, everything you have, and that game, with the stakes it was, it hurts a little. To do that, but you take the next I took the next 2 weeks. Kind of threw myself into school because we had finals after that, so that kind of helped. Threw myself into school. Took some time, just processed everything, got back, and then as soon as we started practice up again, just got right back to it. It's nice to get away from football for like a day or two. But then you got to get right back to it. So season's not over yet after that game. So
what's the big lesson that you learned? Maybe in that sense from that game, or just in between the end of the regular season of the championship game to now, did you take some time to kind of reflect?
I think the biggest thing is just one step after the other, one foot in front of the other. Obviously that loss stung a lot, and I know it's not just for me but the team. But at the same time, we got one game left. We don't know who's at that point. We didn't know who was going to be against or where it was going to be. But knowing in a month you're going to have a game, you got to stay locked in for that month, because if you get out of shape, you get out of sync with everybody, it's just not going to work out well. So.
What have you seen from Marco, kind of in this bowl prep? And
he's done a great job. He's grown a lot, especially from when he got here in the summer. He had to jump to 2 during the summer. When Joe and Cade were both out, so he's done a great job. He gets better every single day. I'm super proud of him. And just the way he approaches each day. He asks a lot of questions in meetings. Talks to me outside of meetings. We'll talk through some plays at practice or whatever goes on if he has any questions. But I've seen a lot from him and a lot of growth. I'm really proud of him. How he's handled himself this year. Coming into a backup role. So.
What would it mean to you to lead Iowa to a bowl?
I think it would mean a lot for me, but the main thing for me is doing it for the guys who are out there practicing, and the guys around me that aren't going to come back next year, who is their last game.
Sure.
That's the biggest thing, is getting them to go out on a win.
Yeah, that's really important to you, to send the Joe Evanses and the Logan Lees and guys like that out.
Those guys who have given their life to the program for the past however many years they've been here, but it's just important for me to send them off, let them go off into the world with the last win as a Hawkeye.
So, how much are you in the conversations with Nick Jackson and Jay Higgins and Castro and all those guys who are thinking about coming back?
Yeah, I'm in it a little bit. They're more defensive guys, but I'll hear everything. Talk a little bit to them. But at the end of the day, it's they got to do what's best for them. And so, whatever they choose, I'm going to support them 100%. They're great people, great friends. So, whatever they do, they got to do it for themselves.
What's this year meant to you as a person, player? Because where you were at when you were leaving Wisconsin, we talked about that before, that was a pretty dark time for you, and now to have this.
When I was in the portal, I didn't even know if I was going to play FBS football again. Fast forward a year later, I'm starting in a bowl game. It's just meant a lot to me as, not so much a player, but as a person. Just the way I've seen myself mature, what it's like to lead a team, what it's like to be in this position, a Big Ten starting quarterback. But I think the biggest thing is just the experience I've gained, and how I've learned to, manage everything, keep moving each day. But yeah, I think it's just my growth as a person, I think, is the biggest thing that I'm really proud of.
I heard you might have gotten the linemen some stuff for Christmas.
Yeah,
what did you give them?
So I gave got them some clothes from this company, and then I bought them all some AirPods. So
they like them?
Yeah, they did. I hope so. You can ask Mason.
I'll ask him. Thanks.